living in a glass house. You see in, but I see out. What happened to the walls I built? What happened to shutting the whole world out? Been living in a cave, found with dark scenery. I'm holding on to nothing, and nothing's holding on to me. I wait for the moment I break down the walls. I bust through the doors like a cannonball, and I rush out the halls like a battered man needs water. I'm gonna bend if I don't break first, and I'm gonna run if I don't fly first. I'm gonna fight if I don't fall first, and I'm gonna run if I don't fly first. I'm breathing underwater, but I can feel the pressure. This current is a liar, 'cause it'll take it further, further, straight to the bottom. I wait for the moment I break down the walls. I bust through the doors like a cannonball, and I rush out the halls like a burning man needs water. I'm gonna bend if I don't break first, and I'm gonna run if I don't fly first. I'm gonna fight if I don't fall first, and I'm gonna run if I don't fly first. So if I go down too deep for me to see, out to the chances, I'll bruise and I'll be holding on to nothing, 'cause nothing's holding on to me. I'm gonna bend if I don't break first, and I'm gonna run if I don't fly first. I'm gonna fight if I don't fall first, and I'm gonna run if I don't fly first. I'm gonna run if I don't fly first. You're always worried about how I spend my time. Distant car windows, it was how I live my life. I stayed up late, I missed my day, the time I made her cry. Friends by my side, parking lot fights, roll me under street lights. Yeah, I know I changed, mother's rearranged. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh. I'm never gonna let you go. Oh, 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 whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh. Yeah, I promise I'm never gonna let you go. Go, oh, 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 whoa, oh. I'm never gonna let you go. Remember spending weekends with all of my friends. We live for those I know I'll never forget. I stayed up late, I missed my day, the time I made her cry. Reckless car rides, running stoplights until the night slipped by. and I know I've changed. My life's rearranged. I'll never be the same. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, never gonna let you go. Oh, oh, whoa, oh, never gonna let you go. Whoa, oh, oh, I promise that I'm never gonna let you go. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, I'm never gonna let you go.
What's up, guys? I'm Jacob, and we're here with Chil. Would you guys mind introducing yourselves for me?
Hey, how's it going? We're Chil from Kent, Ohio. I'm Nick.
I'm Mikey.
I'm Trent.
I'm Ben. Thanks for tuning in today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming out. So, in recent events, COVID has been taking over basically every aspect of life, and I just wanted to know, how have you guys been dealing with it? Like, in terms of writing songs or like coming up with ideas, are there any new experimental things you've been trying out? Or
Oh, yeah. We've actually been writing a ton in the studio the last few months now. Working on a bunch of different stuff as far as this fall and next year. Got a couple cool collabs coming out. But yeah, we're basically like full tilt right now. It's just sort of all behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, most recently we've been released on our YouTube channel, covered by T-Pain's Buy You a Drink. You can check that out at Chil Rock Band on YouTube.
I love that song. Ooh-wee. All right. So, speaking of T-Pain, is there any like older music that's been particularly like standing out to you that have like contributed in your creative like drive?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we listen to a bunch of like older stuff from the 80s too. I think Mikey and I are both like big Michael Jackson fans and Prince stuff a lot.
Oh yeah.
Trent's very into like more like alternative guitar heavy music too. It kind of leaks its way in there. Ben listens to anything from like, what? Hit him, Ben. What do you?
Rush to like Avenged Sevenfold?
Oh, all
That's
right.
it. Yeah.
I'm like a Goo Goo Dollsy kind of guy. I like Goo Goo Dolls, Lifehouse, Stained, that kind of stuff. That's what I grew up on, so that's
All
kinda
right.
where I'm at.
Very nice. When playing like songs like that, I don't know, like what really stands out to you? Like, is it the instrumentals? Is it the lyrics? Is it just the production style?
Yeah, I think a lot of it carries too. There's certain songs we'll take a lot of cues depending on like the instrumentation of a song. There's other stuff where you could hear like a good hook on the radio, and even if it's not like, oh, I want to write something like that, it just really inspires you to like get in the studio and write as much as you possibly can. Because the more you do it, the better you get.
Absolutely. Honestly, coming up with that, like, I don't know, like kind of coming off what you said, getting in the studio, writing a lot. I know you guys were in Britain for a while. Could you tell me a little bit about how that was and like how that process went?
Oh, yeah. Usually, too, like, every record that we've done or set of singles has been a little bit different. We had the opportunity to actually go over to England and record in the Motor Museum, and that's sort of the project that we're working on wrapping up right now, too. But that was, like, the home to, like, Arctic Monkeys did their debut there. Oasis cut their first single there, the 1975. So we just found a lot of like acts that we were inspired by and tried to find, I don't know, I guess the best producers and the best studios to go to, so that way we're able to create that. There's other stuff we'll get into a writing room, and a song will get knocked out in a couple days, and it's super easy. We'll go into a studio for 2 or 3 days, and song's done.
Very nice. And I noticed you guys had some little knickknacks there on your amps. Is there any story behind that? Where'd the monkey come from?
You know, it is mostly a collection of stuff that we've picked up from traveling or from people over the years. I think the monkey came out of a crane game machine when we were hanging out on a night off. Actually, I think it was after a show, wasn't it? But yeah, it's mostly just a weird representation of all the weird stuff that we've gotten to do. So yeah, I like keeping that kind of stuff around. Fans will give us like little stuff sometimes. We got a boomerang from Australia. That was pretty cool. Yeah, stuff that we can play with, stuff that just looks cool. It sort of just ends up there.
That's awesome. So, I mean, you talked about Australia, and I mean, I'm sorry. Do you have like a fan base in Australia, or have you noticed like?
Yeah, the weird thing was before we were playing on the radio in the States over here, we had already had a few articles written about us overseas in Australia, and then made it into, was it BuzzNet in the UK then? And we ended up like, we were playing on the radio in like 6 countries in Europe before we ever played on a single radio station like back here at home. So for us, overseas was always a big market that we were focused on, and that's why we went over to England to record as well too. Just trying to like build on that fan base as much as possible, and just trying to grow as quickly as we can, and just follow whatever avenues that we have available to us at the time is always important.
Do you guys have any particular country that like is kind of out there, smaller countries that you have a solid fan base in, or what's the weirdest place you've gotten either like fan mail or like even listeners from?
Yeah, I mean, we get stuff a lot from like Russia, China, that kind of stuff too.
We'll get an occasional comment on YouTube from like Japan or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of like China, Japan, Russia, that kind of area for sure.
Some K-pop fans, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Really leaning into the boy band thing.
You guys mentioned Japan. I saw a song on your Spotify, and it had some sort of like anime tune to it. That wasn't you guys, was it?
I was literally gonna talk to you about this.
Yeah.
I went on Spotify, and there's like this anime song that says it's released by you guys. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's our deep fake, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I listened to it. It's actually kind of a banger.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to cover that song. That's now ours.
I never heard the story behind that.
I've never heard of
I
that.
don't know. I was like practicing songs.
Finding
and
out
I saw
live,
this
I
anime
released the
on
song.
there.
Dang. No, the Spotify naming stuff can get a little funky. That's all.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite anime?
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball
dude.
Z?
Hunter
No
Hunter's pretty
hesitation.
cool.
Oh, Hunter x Hunter is pretty
Yeah.
good.
My Hero Academia is mine.
Okay,
So-
that's interesting that you say that, because I know a lot of their music, they have a lot of like heavy guitar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And do you ever like listen to it and think like, oh, maybe I could like try something out that sounds similar to My Hero?
You know, I've had like a couple of Dragon Ball Z video games growing up, like for PS2, like Budokai 3, and I remember the intro of that game, and had like a hard heavy metal guitar in the beginning, and I always wanted to learn how to play it, and I made it a goal for myself as a kid, and I sucked at playing it, and after 5 days of practicing, I just gave up on it and just let it be its own thing. So
Yeah, you get inspired by weird things sometimes.
yeah. So
That's pretty cool. That's an interesting story. I know like Frank Ocean's Channel Orange, it starts with the Street Fighter intro, so maybe it's like, I don't know. Do you guys have, speaking of intros, do you guys have any like favorite introductions to albums and stuff like that? Like if you had to pick one, what would you pick?
Probably Starboy by The Weeknd. It's a bop.
It's a good
Sure.
album.
Ben, you got one back there?
Pass.
The beginning of Fall Out Boy's Folie Do is awesome.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like Eruption on Van Halen 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if that can even be considered an intro to the album, but
We'll take that. Yeah.
Well, I think we're wrapping up pretty soon, and you guys are about to start playing again. So I'm gonna let you guys take the stage. Go for it.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Hit me, Ben.
Is there anybody here not taking pictures of themselves? Get the shadow of the lights and see to show your consent. And we click for another heart, call it personal art. And we find our inner self if we're liked by somebody. We all need something, something to live for. We all need something. Socially broken now. Live to even know how. All need something, something to live for. Socially on the rise. Friends I can fictionalize. All need something, something to live for. We're all addicted to meaning or breakthrough. We all need something, something to live for. Talk about your burning clothes. Every stranger's got to see. Maintain a public face and act like a celebrity. Put a filter on your face and a heart around your name. Everyone will do the same, cause we're all buying what you say. All need something, something to live for. We all need something. Socially broken now. Live to even know how. All need something, something to live for. Socially on the rise. Friends I can fictionalize. All need something, something to live for. We're all addicted to meaning or breakthrough. We all need something, something to live for. In a fight in the field, a life out of skill. Trying to be honest, part of your project. I'm breaking a bed, floating away. Just trying to be present, out on the surface. Socially broken now. Live to even know how. All need something, something to live for. Socially on the rise. Friends I can fictionalize. All need something, something to live for. We're all addicted to meaning or breakthrough. We all need something, something to live for. We all need something, something to live for. She sparks a flame in my veins, ties her tongue to my neck. I can't try. She's in her shade, she's the dark that melts away in morning light. And now she's reaching out, thinking of me. I can't believe in anything, and I cannot keep up. If you recover my head, leave it where you find it. Well, I've been aching for days, such a beautiful mess. She sparks a flame in my veins, ties her tongue to my neck. Tattoo on her arm says she she's no good to keep out there trying. Trust me. She's in her shade, she's the dark that melts away in morning light. There's something we all need, but it's not what I see in my mind. Perception means nothing to me. If you were cover my head, leave it where you find it. Well, I've been naked for days, such a beautiful mess. She sparks a flame in my veins, ties her tongue to my neck. Get 'em, Trent. If you recover my hand, leave it where you find it. Well, I've been naked for days, such a beautiful mess. She sparks a flame in my veins, ties her tongue to my neck. Ties her tongue to my neck. Ties her tongue to my neck. Ties her tongue to my neck.
All right, we were just rocking out a couple of songs. And what were those songs called?
Yeah, we played Something to Live For, and then Beautiful Mess was the follow-up after that.
All right, Beautiful Mess. It's an interesting name. Where did you guys come up with that?
Yeah, that song was actually written almost entirely over in the studio, and we ended up changing, 90% of the lyrics in that thing? And Beautiful Mess just sort of popped up as we were running through that song. It was kind of just a reoccurring thing. As we were talking about the themes of that entire song, we're just all this really chaotic stuff that happens to come together all at one time.
What's the most beautiful mess that you've ever seen?
I'm sorry. What's the most beautiful mess that I've ever seen? I don't know. We've played some pretty bad shows. Maybe that could count.
Yeah, there's honestly just something cool sometimes about doing the little basement shows or the old frat houses and stuff when we run around too. And there's just some magic to doing something like that where you just have a bunch of people crammed into an absolutely tiny room. That's just a ton of fun.
What do you mentioned the small crammed room. The smell you obviously don't miss, probably.
No.
But what's the thing you miss most about live music?
Oh, man. Honestly, being able to stand up on stage and have an entire group of people sing whatever you wrote back to you is such a cool and unique feeling. And it's one of those things where I think all of us are probably more comfortable holding our instruments and being on stage as a group, and it just feels like everything is clicking, everybody's on one giant pathway toward I don't know, the songs or some end goal that is just the scene of the show in general.
That's great. Well, thank you guys for talking with us tonight. Chil is going to play us out, and have a great night, Portage County.
All right, Ben, let's get 'em.
Chances breaking my knuckles, rebels dressed in hollow white. Grab the weapon strapped to your ankle. Boston wants a dirty fight. Make your chance and call up for action. The book it will fall tonight. Raise your fist down into the darkness. Busting once a dirty fight. We're the big kings of the underground. We are the fire. We spark when we're united. We are the bold. We are the lion-hearted. We are the torch. We are the torch and fearless. We are the sound. We are the lion-hearted. Time goes to run through the silence. Countdown as their cars ignite. Show them our bulletproof alliance. Let's give them a dirty fight. City streets are swirling with sirens, but we're not the ones that hide. Raise your fists out into the darkness. Let's give them a dirty fight. We'll be kings of the underground. We are the fire. We spark when we're united. We are the bold. We are the lion-hearted. We are the dark. We are the torch and fearless. We are the sound. We are the lion-hearted. We are the fire. We spark when we're united. We are the bold. We are the lion-hearted. We are the dark. We are the torch and fearless. We are the sound. We are the lion-hearted. My reputation floods the streets as they are giving up to me. I have the city preaching. There's a new king. I see the bullets and their wings and the enemies to enemies. I have the city preaching. There's a new king. Thousand chances breaking my knuckles. Rebels dressed in hollow white. Grab your weapons, shot to your ankles. We are one of dirty fight. We are the fire. We spark when we're united. We are the bold. We are the lion-hearted. We are the dark. We are the touch and fearless. We are the sound. We are the lion-hearted. We are the fire. We spark when we're united. We are the bold. We are the lion-hearted. We are the dark. We are the touch and fearless. We are the sound. We are the lion-hearted. Woo! I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know the words. I don't know what rhyme I'm using. But I'm gonna give it a try. I don't know why you're leaving. I don't know this hurt. I don't know who's to blame, but I'm gonna give it to me. Oh, this could be. This could be the death of me, 'cause oh, I need you like. Oh, I need you like. Oh, I need you like. It needs to come back to my life. So I need you like. Oh, I need you like. Oh, I need you like. You need to come on back to me. I don't know who's faming me, but somebody really wants you. I don't know what weapon to use, but it won't be hard to choose. I don't know who wrecked your car, and I don't know who stole your jewels. I don't know whose fingerprints are all over your bedroom. Oh, this could be the death of me, 'cause oh, I need your light. Oh, I need your light. Oh, I need your light. It needs to come back to my heart. So I need your light. Oh, I need your light. Oh, I need your light. You need to come on back to me. Oh, 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 oh. Oh yeah! Oh, 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 oh. The only thing between me and you is whoever stole you from my arms with a dagger. The only lie between me and you is whoever stole you's gonna tell the truth. Oh, 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 oh. Come on back to me. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. We're Chil. Good night.